podcast on Crown Azania. I go by the name of Londa Sam, and on my left, I have Dumi. On my right, I have DK. Good afternoon, guys.
Afternoon, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm alright.
Good. That's good. How are you, Dumi?
I'm great. And how are you, Londi?
I'm good.
Just good.
Yeah, just
Not
good.
great.
No, just good. Just good. I don't know what is going on, but anyway, we're here. This is what happens when you try to record and do everything at once. This is what happens. And welcome back, guys. Welcome back to you. Catch us live on. No, we're not live on Instagram today, right? No, we're not. But you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook at Crown Azania. Also, you can like, share, subscribe, and what else do you do? Click on the notification bell on YouTube. Yes, I'm getting this YouTube thing right. I'm slowly getting there. I'm just left with, hi guys.
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Right? But yeah. Well, you can catch Crown Azania on all those platforms. If you want to send us a voice note, it's 067 096 9641. And today, because we started a month of love past couple of days, so we've themed this month a love month. Obviously, it is a love month, but our topics are in line with that. And the very first question we are asking is, what is love? According to you. Not according to what everyone is saying, but according to you, what is love?
I hope we don't have load shedding.
I hope so too. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I'm just thinking about it now.
Can you imagine? But normally it starts at 4.
I hear it starts anytime.
Oh, that's weird. But what is love?
Love is so difficult to define. It's
But
really
according
difficult to define.
you, according to what you think love is, or what you want or perceive love is, what is it?
It's very tricky.
How is that tricky, guys? Like, I really don't get it.
It's very tricky because it's really more of an intense feeling that is hard to describe. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's so much to say about it. I mean,
Okay,
I can tell you.
Gather your thoughts.
Let me gather
Gather
my
your
thoughts.
thoughts.
But I still
And-
feel like it'll be a tricky one. But let me gather my thoughts.
I'm sure there has to be a sentence or two you can come up with to describe what love is to you, right?
I guess.
I suppose. DK, what is
What is love?
to you?
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let me try. Let me give it a shot.
Why is
Okay,
that
first and
tricky?
foremost,
It's
let's-
tricky thing
It's
for
so
Okay,
tricky
let's-
to
guys.
define.
No, here's the thing. First and foremost, love it's an action word.
Yeah, it's a doing. It's a verb.
It's a verb.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, secondly, if I have to expand in terms of the verb, is that love is it's a gift. Let me put it that way. And what do I mean by a gift? So love is while it's a what did I say? It's
A
an
doing
action.
word. Yeah, it's a verb.
No, it's not a verb. I don't want to say that. Yes, love is not a verb.
Love is what?
Love is a noun. Love is a noun. You see now, you guys are confusing me.
No, but what? Okay, why do you say love is a noun?
Okay, love is a verb.
Love
It's a
is
doing
everything.
word.
It's a doing
Guys,
word.
what have I been drinking?
What have you been
Only
drinking?
water.
Yeah, what have you been
Okay,
drinking?
love is a verb,
Yeah.
but also
We
it's
agree
a
on
it's a
that.
gift. Yes. So I wanted to say love is a gift. That's another thing. What does that mean? Meaning that love it's something that you give, and in that process, you get.
Huh.
So you give. So from your side, you give. The
Okay.
only action you do is to give. Then the response to that, you get. So you don't expect to get. You just give.
Okay.
It will
Okay.
bounce back
Okay.
if you are giving it out to the right
I can
spaces.
respect that.
Yes. That's how I see it actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say by that is that if all of us are basically to be giving when it comes to love, it means that all of us will receive. Because all of us are giving.
I hear you.
Yes.
I hear you. What is love to me? I'm coming back to you because I'm gonna be the last one.
And also,
'Cause
are we
I'm
defining this in a
not-
relationship? Yeah, not yet on a relationship, just on a high level.
on
That's,
a general
that's what it
scale,
is for me,
yeah.
yes.
I don't know. I can tell you what love includes, or
Okay.
You can, yeah.
That
more
is-
than
that is-
defining love.
Okay.
I feel like it's really, I don't know. I can tell you that love is unbreakable. It's sacrifice. It includes sacrifice. It's unconditional. It's never ending. I don't know. There's just so many things that come.
Sounds
with
like
love.
the First Corinthians 13 verse
I
7.
don't want us to go there because
You can-
that's the general idea. Is we refer to the Corinthians book, and we say love is kind, love is this, love is that, based on what the book is telling us. But I'm just saying, you as a human being, as an individual, what is love? What does it represent for you? What is it all about? I personally think love is acceptance.
It's
More
a what?
than acceptance.
Why?
Okay.
More than anything, I think if I cannot accept myself, because that's where love starts, it needs to start here. If it's not here, then how do you give it to other people? You know, so if you
So
cannot
kinda like
accept yourself
yourself.
for who you are and what you are about and what you would like to learn, you know.
So kind of like you need to love yourself first in
Yeah.
order to.
My thing is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Yeah.
Yes,
So if you're
beautiful.
full of love, if you know what love means to you, love means accepting myself for who I am. Love means giving myself more than what anybody else could. You know, I cannot be those people there. I cannot be that to other people. Then if I can't be that for myself.
That is fact.
I honestly think that before you even can give love to the next person, it needs to start here. And if even as a child, when you don't know what you're about, because I honestly believe it's just that we're not really aware as kids, but you know what you like, you know what you don't like, you know what you want to happen for you and to you, you know, and if you can't interpret that to the next person, then that's where the problem starts, because I think you have not accepted that about yourself and what you are, and I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm
rambling.
taking what you're saying from a point of view. It's more like what it also entails. So it has to have the acceptance part of it.
Of
But you
course.
going back also to the part of the gift. Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
It goes there.
It is. I actually agree with you when you say love is a gift. I totally agree
I
with
think
you.
so. I think it's something that we need to. And when we're saying action, we're talking about expressing it, which means in your expression, then you give it out.
Definitely.
And the only way you can give it out, it comes back to what you're saying, is that you need to have it within you, because you're not going to go and steal somebody's love and give to somebody. It's not going to happen.
You can't not have love for yourself. I think that's the first point of reference.
You'll be shocked.
Now, I get it. I get that sometimes as human beings we lose our way and maybe don't realize our worth and all of that. But the first point of reference of love is just to be in love with yourself. The fact that as a child you can literally just stand in the mirror and admire what you're looking, that's love on its own.
True.
Even though you don't know what that is, you know, but it's love.
But you know, the reason why I'm saying it's not always the case where, and the majority of us, you have it, you love yourself. But there are times where people get hurt so much, even from a young age, to the extent that they don't know even how to love themselves, because there wasn't anybody expressing those things towards them, to say this is love, and then you get taught, and then you then love yourself to the extent that you are able to give it out to other people.
Can I then maybe, I don't know whether I'm adding or there's gonna be a question there as well. I think we're all born with love.
Yes.
But how to express it is maybe what we are taught.
Okay. Yeah, I can agree with
Okay,
that.
I can agree with that.
Right?
100%.
But
Because
then-
I don't think you would know what love is if you've never been taught what it is, or you've never been shown rather what it is.
But
In
you
as
see,
much as it's there, because in as much as someone can be so evil and vile, there's always that element of, we say, kunobuntu somewhere there. That ubuntu thing, for me, that's love.
but you see
Which I
what you
think is
touched
something
on.
we're all born with. It's
I want
a
to
matter
pick.
of,
I want to pick on what you touched on. To
Yeah.
say you are born with it, and I agree. Now the part of you probably were not taught, or you maybe the teaching in terms of how to give it. That's probably what gets to be lacking. Then it goes back to that thing to say, then if you don't know how to give it, then you can't give it. And then if we agree that love, it's a gift.
yeah.
Even God loved us. That, and how did He express that? He gave
He gave,
His
yes,
only begotten
yes,
Son. That
yes.
was His expression of love towards us. So if
100%.
you were born with the capacity to love, let me put it that way, but now you cannot express it, you can't give it, then what happens?
No. Now that's where the problem starts.
whole
I also
giving
am
thing.
asking, then what happens? If you do, if obviously you were born, you were created with it.
Yes.
You're created by love,
Correct.
for love,
Created
You know?
love. Oh, from the creator.
from the creator, you know?
Okay.
But I feel like we are starting to lose the understanding of how to express love. Especially speaking from my generation, the younger one,
Yeah.
we're really losing the whole plot. I mean, for us, it's all about, you must constantly buy me things, you must give me money, you must...
This is
It's-
just
it's-
like, it's tangible things, but I'm just
You see,
saying
that's
in,
the thing.
in an emotional and supernatural point of view.
Yeah, people don't recognize that as much as anymore.
Yeah.
From what I see.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, that it touches to, now there are various ways of expressing it.
Which is what I want us to go into.
Yes.
See, how do you then say you've been taught, say you've had the privilege of someone loving you, or everybody loving you and teaching you what love is about and what it should be, or what it should at least look like. When you get to a point where you're just not about that life, what is wrong with you? Okay, is there even anything wrong with you? Or is it even normal for you to know what love is and what love is about, but still choose not to be about love? On a general scale, not necessarily in a relationship, but on a general
Then
scale.
it kind of like, for me, goes back to society's expectation of what
Okay.
love is. I think that's the thing. That's the major issue. And our society's perspective kind of always changes.
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
And we need to learn to focus on what we prefer, what we understand, and stop focusing on what everybody else is saying and what everybody expects what to be. I mean, it goes back to also saying you need to understand yourself and what you want, and you need to love yourself.
And that's a process on its own.
It is a process.
Having to understand yourself, having to know what you want, having all these things that you want for yourself. It's a process on its own.
Yeah.
So do you think, I could be wrong and I could be crucified for even saying this, but that's just my thinking. You were taught how to love, you were taught what love is, or whatever the case, but you still just choose not to.
It's
And
the
that's just
experiences.
psychopathic for me. Like, you're a psycho.
No,
Like,
but
what's
you
wrong
know,
with you?
it's experiences. So if you might grow up being taught. So you grow up with the capacity to love. You taught how to express it. But then while you become an adult, you meet people who can actually reverse that process.
Yeah.
And then you start to even feel like, you know what, you actually don't even love yourself. You don't even feel love for yourself. So you now interact with people from a point of view of saying, of not knowing how to express anymore. Because obviously as we grow, we're going to express it differently. So kids are kids. Like they're just the epitome of love.
Yeah.
They're just that. But now when you grow older, you start being filled with things into your subconscious.
Yeah.
And then you start to feel, hey, no, I must, hold back here. I cannot go all the way. I cannot show somebody. It might be used against me. All those things come into play.
No, I get you. I totally get you. Because coming back to relationships now, most people who hold back I could be wrong with this, but most people who hold back, it's because they've seen it. There was that one person who gave their best and gave their all, but hey man, didn't really get that in return. But now it goes back to expectations, which is a topic on its own, which is another topic on its own.
But also, I have like another question. Do you think love comes naturally, or do you believe that you can learn to love someone?
I think it's both of that. You are born with it, and then you are taught how to give and how to receive.
So do you think someone I don't love completely, I can just learn to love? Like I can be in a relationship with them and be like, I'll learn to love them later.
The more you spend time with that person, generally so, I think it's a general thing. The more you spend time with the person, you kind of take a liking into them, right?
You'll get to the level where you decide.
You can either decide whether you like this person, you like to hang out with this person, you like this person in your space, or you don't. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether love love is a factor in all of that, in deciding whether you like a person or not. But I think when you genuinely gravitate towards a person, then it's easier to kind of decide whether you're gonna give love to this person or not.
Okay. I feel like I don't know if this has but I feel like it does, high key. I believe you can have multiple soulmates.
Soulmates.
Well, how did we get there?
No, but I mean, love.
That's her trying to explain this whole
the
relationship.
relationship.
Like
Yes.
how complex being in love and loving can be. So relationship-wise, you can have
So you're
multiple
talking
soulmates.
about relationships-wise as in romantic now, not necessarily relationship.
We're going romantic now.
Romantic.
Okay.
Okay,
We're
cool.
going
Since
romantic.
it's
We are
the month
into
of
February
love.
now.
Yeah, since it's the month of love, so we might as well just go all the way in.
So the reason I'm saying this, I feel like in life, we come across obstacles, and we grow, we change,
Definitely.
in life. And I feel like, they maybe somebody that I'm with now, I wouldn't have been with like 3 years earlier or 5 years later, because I'm a different person now.
Than you were.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Yes. And I feel like you can just have multiple soulmates. I don't believe in this whole there's one person made for you out
my
there.
thing with soulmates, my thing with that
What is a soulmate?
notion, and my thing with that explanation and that maybe understanding of you can have multiple soulmates. Maybe I personally feel like I should start by understanding what is a soulmate. Maybe once I understand that, I can be able to then maybe
engage
agree,
with it.
and also I engage. Maybe agree and engage and say, yeah, definitely you can have multiple soulmates. But maybe I need someone to break it down to me like I'm a 5-year-old and say, okay, so a soulmate is this, and that. And then maybe I can.
You know what? I believe a soulmate is just someone that you guys are meant to be together. Your soul resonates with them. Kind of like you guys really click, and you just.
But I have
just
love
love
5
this
people
person.
that I feel the same way about.
Hence, okay, another thing. Do you think you can love multiple people at once,
That is a
relationship
topic
wise?
on its own.
No, okay. Let's leave the soulmate chat since we're on love
Because if
today.
you start by saying, do you think it's possible to love multiple people?
Let's go for it.
Its own. It can
Let's
go
leave.
on
Let's
for
leave the
hours.
soulmate chat. We're talking about love, right?
Yeah.
Let's hop onto the love train since we're on.
You can love multiple people at once.
So you're
what do
talking-
you mean?
that?
In terms of romantic or platonic or what's the other one?
Those things.
Agape and all of that.
Yeah.
The
But
fact that you
we're
love
talking-
your dad and your mom, those are two different people.
Right.
And
but
you have immense love for the both of them, right?
Okay.
Your siblings, your family. You can. I feel like when love is this huge thing that has like a whole lot of pockets in it, and then each pocket, I could be wrong.
I think
I
you
mean,
want to
like,
disagree.
Yeah, you want to disagree.
Go
but
for
I'm
it.
No,
just
I
saying,
don't want to
there's
disagree.
just-
I was shaking my head.
Why
for
are you
something
shaking? You
else.
only shake your head.
But
It's like
I'm just thinking, love is this ball, and then within this ball, there's just like pockets of everything that is love, like poured into these little pockets where you can actually share with multiple people in your life.
But we're
It
talking
could be
about,
then-
I think when she's talking
it
about
could be then-
soulmate, she's talking
It could be then like there's a bigger pocket than the other, but it's little pockets
of,
inside.
but then everything surrounds around the agape type of love.
Yeah.
So that's where it starts, the love of God, right? It starts there. But now we're delving deeper into the eros type of love, which is the romantic
the
love,
romantic
which is what she's
Okay.
talking about to say soulmates. Can you
I
love?
don't think you can completely and utterly.
This
But
generation
you
can love
still.
five.
You said not
It's not.
completely.
There's always that one that you feel more strongly
No, but
about
remember, Loni,
than the other.
the whole
Obviously.
thing is this. The other one is the Minister of Finance, right?
Yeah, but that's
Home
not
affairs.
love.
No, wait, but they love,
God.
she's loving them differently.
But
Okay.
Because the other one provides shelter, the other one provides this, home affairs, and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I don't know if
But-
I'm misquoting you to
okay,
oh,
no,
that was your
that
understanding.
can be one point. But what if in Jay?
Like both of these people would perform the same roles in your life.
Jay,
Do you
yes.
need twice as much of the same roles?
I mean.
Are you
I-
that?
I honestly think like when as soon as you have multiple people in your life, there is this other area or areas that the other is lacking, which makes the other one significant to you. I don't know if I'm making
Possible.
sense now, because say you have a man and you claim to love this person and you know that you feel like you really feel strongly about this man, and then comes this other gentleman into your life and you allow him to come into your life and show you a good time, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
That
I
for
agree.
me, I look at it as clearly your man, your main, your man's.
Something is missing.
There is an element or elements that he's not coming to the party when it comes to which this other person now brings a whole. It always comes back to that 80-20 thing. You can never get like 100%. You always get 80 or 20, 80% of this person, and there's always going to be that 20% that is missing. And then when you start saying, oh, but I love the other one, you don't realize that there's an 80 and a 20. Both of these people are bringing this whole thing to you, and you think you're complete. So at the end of the day, it goes back to being selfish. Because now this person is giving you 80 and this other person is giving you 20. So we're not alright because you're getting everything that you want. You know? So I honestly don't think you love them equally. There is no way you can love two men equally. There's this thing that the other is giving which the other one is not giving.
Okay.
That's just my
Fair
take.
enough.
I could be wrong.
I
about
think
that.
I agree. I'll second that.
Okay. Do you think that's the case with you as because I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. You know, I've never been a man. I can't speak on behalf of man. So you can just maybe clear that as a
No,
man.
I think
can you
if we're
love two
talking
men?
love,
Two women,
and
rather.
we're talking about the romantic or the eros. Look, I don't know how the people who do this temple thing work it out.
Yo,
I think that's
But-
That's
Like.
liking a lot.
But do you then say in that situation then they love one? But if we go back
Of
to
course.
but
honestly
are they not
think
capable
there's-
of giving
there's
love?
one person amongst, if you're a stable person, or if you're a girl who has multiple boyfriends, or a guy with multiple girlfriends, there's that one that you know holds your
But
heart.
are you not capable of giving both of them
Hence I said
love?
there's those
but
little
even in
pockets.
these terms, I feel like there's levels to the love. Eh?
There's levels to
There's
it.
somebody that's at
Those
first place.
pockets.
So yeah.
Those pockets I was talking about, there's the bigger pockets and there's a
Yes.
smaller one, there's a
I
middle one.
think so.
Like, there's love is this huge round thing, and then inside it there's little bits of it inside,
so. I
which you
agree.
give to the people around you. That's just my take, but I mean that's me.
But look, I think it's possible. You're probably going to just battle with how do you balance, because you might not be able to give it the same way to both people.
Which means it's not the same then. If you can't give it the same way, it's not the same. There's always going to be one or two that are going to get more than the other.
Guys, but then it's still love, right?
It is love. that is not what we are disputing.
Yes.
I'm not disputing.
So
about
it's
it,
still
that's love.
so we're saying it's possible, but I think it's possible to love
It
too.
is. It is 100%
But the
possible.
only thing about it is that
There's
you might
levels
not
to
be
it.
able to give it the same way.
There's levels to it. So we can agree with you can love two people at the same time.
Yeah.
But there's levels to you.
Because
loving
you
these
will
people.
always
You can love this one here, and then you can. I can see I'm getting a lot of stares around me, but it is what it is, guys. You can love. I think we can agree and say you can love two people, but the measure is different then.
yeah.
There's like a 90% and an 88 and maybe there's an 89, you know,
I think so. There's always
to
levels.
it.
There's always levels.
Because also I'm thinking
You know
if
what, I'm actually, before, I'm sorry to cut you,
Yeah.
but come to think of it, you know, as a parent, let's take it back there now. As a parent, you love your kids wholeheartedly, but you have a favorite. There's, like, let's not even front about it. As parents and as people who have parents, we know our parents have favorites.
True.
That does that
Yeah, no,
does
let's
that,
be real.
that mean that the one who's a favorite is loved more than I am? Probably not. But there's still levels to it. If you have 5 kids, you're probably gonna have 1 or 2 that are your favorites.
that yeah.
So I think it goes even
But
when
isn't
it's
it also
in
the
a
thing now-
relationship. If you're gonna have 2 partners or 3 partners, there's gonna be that one that your favorite and you like that and you like her or him more than
No,
the
but
other
I don't
2.
think that's really the love part. I think maybe that's a like part. Because I think
But
with
with
love,
parents,
no, I mean, like parents, I don't know. Those are then they are not doing the right thing. They are expressing it wrongly. Because I believe they have the love for their
of
child.
course.
They are just expressing it differently to the from one to the next. I think that's the biggest issue.
That's what we're saying. It's so what is the general consensus here is that it is possible to love more than one, or it's not.
Romantically, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, guys.
Huh. That is very interesting. That is quite
It is. You
interesting.
can. I think it's possible. Because I'm trying to think. My grandfather. Do you think? I think he loved both his wives.
Okay.
I want to think so. He also loved his brother's wife, so that's even worse.
Okay. Okay.
You know, Musiwa, if you die, if I die, or if my brother dies, and then I'm left there, then I have to take care of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he probably ended up loving his brother's wife more than his wife's.
Okay, that is deep. That is so deep. But we've tried our level best to describe what is love. Maybe let's move on to the
Do you want
Next
to move on?
question.
Yeah, no, I mean I think okay, let's not rather move on, let's rather add.
Yeah, I think
Let's add. Because see, right now you are in a relationship, so to say. Is it because you're in love, or you're just with this person for the sake of being with this person? Or you're scared of being lonely?
and yo guys, that's a tough
I'll
one.
tell you one thing about myself. I am scared of being lonely. I can't be alone.
I used to.
Well,
be.
so
It's
you
a bad
end
thing.
up accepting every thing that comes by.
I end up compromising a lot of myself because of that fear. Like I would die, like if I was alone, if I lost everyone around me, I wouldn't be able to survive. Like I'm scared of being alone.
So, ooh,
So that
is deep.
yeah, so that ends up, I don't know, putting me in a really bad position in general.
So it ends up putting you in a situation where you don't necessarily love the person, but you be like, okay, he's good to me, he's decent enough, so I'll stick around type of thing. Is that the case?
Basically,
Huh.
yes. So
Do you then learn
that's
to love the person when you find yourself in that situation of saying, look, right now it's not love, but it's just that they make me feel good about myself or whatever the case may be, so I'm going to stick around. If they're being really that good to you, do you then learn to love that person?
I mean, and that's why I was asking about the whole can you learn to love someone?
Uh-huh.
I think, I don't know, I can, but I do have a breaking point.
Or should we, I have an idea, or should
Yeah.
we put this Question: can you learn to love a person as a topic on its own?
I think we can do that.
Yeah.
Turn around your mic. It's
What?
the other way around. It did the
Oh.
thing. It's probably Lucas.
It doesn't matter now. Like we've gone on for a good 40 minutes.
But this is a tough question, and I think the one thing that maybe we need to explain out there is to say, for some people, you might actually think that you are in love or in a loving relationship, but you are just in a relationship. Because, for example, you are probably just afraid of being alone. You are afraid, or you might not be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4 outside of that individual, and then you end up being in a relationship. But then with that, it goes back to what you're suggesting as a topic, to say, while you are, no, it's fine. So while you are in that relationship, or in the relationship, you end up thinking you might learn to love, and then this learning thingy, and it's a drag. But we have to go back to the question to say, what is love? And if we say love is giving, are you able to give that person that you are just in a relationship with to the extent that you get to be in love with? Are you in a relationship or you're in love? Are you in a loving relationship or you're just in a relationship?
I'm not in a relationship, but I wouldn't say I'm in love, but I have love for certain people in a romantic-ish way. Because
how many people? You.
Hi, no. Another thing about love, like I said, it's unconditional. It never ends. If I've ever loved you, I will never stop loving you. It's just always going to be there. Maybe not in the same way or I don't know, but it'll always be there. Tomorrow, literally, if you need anything, whatever, I'll still high-key be there for you as much as I can to my best capacity. But love is it's just a thing that is always there. If I have ever loved you, I will forever love you. If I've ever been in love with you, I'll always have love for you. Even if I move on.
If you move on, then you'll be able. You can. So it depends. She's going back to the conditional.
Did you ever love the person? If it's conditional.
Yo, but some people break your heart, bruh. Like they will break your heart into pieces, and you'll be like,
don't break it.
Really?
Mara, deep down, you always just have love for that person.
Yeah, but
even 5 years down the line, when you see them, you're like, yeah.
But stay there. Get sharp. Like stay there.
Get sharp. Yes. You can love a person from a distance. You can love a person from a distance.
Yeah, definitely.
What is that? Is that romantic love?
No. I think
generally, you see, like I said, there's being in love and there's having love for a person.
But that's what I was saying. Remember,
just like
moving out of being in love with you, I'll just literally have love for you. But that love will always be there. Hence, I'm saying if I've ever loved you, like I said, love is unconditional. It's a forever thing for me. I always have love for you.
But there's this thing of being. But there's this thing. How do I say this? There's this thing of being indifferent.
What's that, guys?
What do you mean? What's that?
These things, you guys are bringing a lot of terms to this.
No, but you how do I say this? You can't. I can love. Obviously, the capacity to love, it's there. But there comes a time where someone does something to you, and this has nothing to do with expectations. This has nothing to do with, I expected you to treat me better than that. No, it has nothing to do with that. It just has everything to do with the level of disappointment and hurt you've caused me, to a point where I'm like, I really loved you as a person, not necessarily as a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever the case may be. I honestly loved you as a person. I had so much love for you, but because you've hurt me so much, I'm indifferent. I don't feel a thing about you. I don't love you. I don't hate you. I'm just like, okay, you there, you exist, whatever.
So you probably just keep that love at a level where you say, no, you know what? I don't hate the person. I won't kill them. Let them survive on their own wherever. Let them do themselves.
But it's also not hate. It's not that I still love you,
that's what
I don't hate you.
No, correct. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just like
it's
indifferent
not hate,
about the whole thing. And this is what I always say about myself personally, because it takes a lot for me to get to that space of being indifferent with a person. But once, as soon as I'm indifferent with you, it's game over, really. You're really never going to get any emotion from me, whether good or bad. You honestly just going to get a brick wall standing in front of you. You're never going to get anything. But I don't know whether there is like a psychological term for that or whatever, except indifferent. But I'm just thinking psychologically, why do you get to that point as a human
But tell me,
being
just
of
to,
not hating nor loving a person?
does that
I
does
don't
that
care
also
about you.
happen when it comes to how do I put this, to family and friends?
Of course, I have a family member that I'm very much indifferent with.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, I acknowledge your existence as a human being.
So you can't give
and
them
it
love.
ends there.
You can't
I
give.
can't hate you, but I can't also give you love. You just, yeah. You are a human being. I respect that you're a human being. You have rights, you have this, you have that. Sharp, well, good and fine. It ends there.
But then, to me, going back to what you're trying to say, so if you saying that you are capable of saying, even if you move on, you can still love the person.
Yes.
Does that mean you can still give things that will be taken as love? Are you able to give?
In terms of what?
I don't know,
Giving has so
anything.
many angles
Whatever.
and perspectives.
Anything.
To it.
Whatever that you feel or that you deem
Giving,
is
it's
necessary
more
to
of an
give.
appreciation thing
Yeah.
for somebody, by the way.
You know what? I would say more of I can still support you. As in,
Emotionally, financially.
not emotionally, depending
Physically?
on what- not physically, no. But like if you're to ever be,
What kind of support is physical support?
You'd be
Like
shocked.
pushing somebody,
You'd be surprised.
lifting somebody into a train.
if you're to
Vibes,
ever,
kisses, vibes, you know.
if you were to ever be in a critical situation,
Yeah.
I would
Critical but stable.
critical but stable situation.
And also, what is
and
critical?
I am able to help you. Why not?
Okay.
Because I wouldn't, as much as whatever we had ended or whatever the case was, like I said, I'm that type of person that if I have ever loved you,
Yeah.
I will never stop loving you. But
Okay.
of course there will be, even though I said love is limitless, but there will start
There'll
being a
be
bit
limits
of restrictions
to
and
it.
limits, yes, because
Look.
it can't be the same as it was.
Okay. No, I get you. With me, kukai three. It's either I love you or I don't, or I'm indifferent.
Fair enough.
I can't lie to you and say I like you or love you when I'm not, when I don't. And I can't lie to you and say I don't when I do. I can't lie to you and say you exist because even the tree exists. I acknowledge the tree. Do I have to now,
Give to the tree.
to the tree? Nah, that's how you become to me.
No,
when
but
I'm
then
different towards
I suppose
So-
you're not loving. You are not in love. If we to go by the definition of saying what is love, love is a gift. You give it out.
Okay. Like I said,
It's like I'm indifferent about it. Maybe.
yeah, I'm just like, there's a
you?
rock. What do I feel about the rock?
But okay, while
know?
you're talking about feeling, is love a feeling?
It is.
It is.
I could be wrong, but I personally think it is.
The strongest
'Cause
feeling
you
of them
know-
all then comes
Do
in.
you know? Let's talk about being in love, guys. Do you know that feeling of really, really loving a person and being in love with that one specific individual? The butterflies in your stomach, the
Is that the honeymoon phase type of love?
your heart beating
But it's
so
like a
fast.
never-ending honeymoon.
Yeah, your heart beating
Being in
so
love with
fast.
Who's
when you're
having
thinking-
a honeymoon that's never ending?
Look, there's obviously there's that period where it's too much,
Yes.
which is also, I think it's a period where you're trying so hard to make the next person see how you feel about them, and then there comes a point where you're comfortable and even if I don't say it, even if I don't behave a certain way, this person genuinely knows I genuinely love them.
Because while you're saying that, love for me is
But
it
you can't
says if-
skip a beat mangabe ubone
Yeah,
umuntu
but
wakho
yes, no, for
ucabanga
sure.
ngaye, even years from
you need
the
you
day
need to
you
get
met.
to feel that, because
Yeah.
the moment those things die, then it's a sign of a problem as well. So my take on this thing is that when you love somebody, you're going to go through challenges, especially in a relationship. You're going to go through challenges, but love then will keep you guys together.
Yeah.
So it will transcend beyond the challenges, because the challenges are necessary.
I have a question though. Is it love that keeps you together, or is it the intention? You know, when you got together, what was the intention of you guys being together? So is it love that keeps you together, or is it knowing the actual intention why you're together?
You see, I used to think that it's the intention or the higher purpose.
Okay.
But when there is no love, you cannot hold on to the higher purpose either.
I get
So
you.
when there's a higher purpose but there's no love, you can't hold on to anything.
So it's both.
So you need both. You need that balance. So
do you think it's possible to stick around, or rather stay in love, when there's no intention? There's no intent regarding to where you're both going and what
a lot of
first.
people are there.
So this is where this question comes from then.
Yes.
Then are you in love, or you're just in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship, which to me sounds like you're lonely and you don't want to be alone.
You don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
You are scared of
Like
being
me.
alone.
Because if the intention is to build the wealth, family, and whatever the case may be, you'll be like, what was the intention? Wait, is the love still there? And also, have we lost sight of our intention? So it's those two
the
things that
bigger
you go
purpose,
back
where are
to.
we going?
Yeah.
You know, like I think
Man,
most
I
of
didn't
people.
think of it that way. I look at that question and I was like, what do you mean? Am I in love or just in a relationship? But now I get you.
Yes, because most people will stick around for convenience.
Yeah.
Because they know, even if it's not just being afraid of being alone, but they know, okay, I'm here because I'm benefiting 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then you weigh the two. You weigh the advantages and disadvantages of staying. And you realize, the disadvantages are going to cost me a lot. So let me stay while I try and figure things out. Maybe I'll fall again. I'll be able to give love again. I'll be able to receive it again.
Do you think it's possible to fall out of love and fall back in love with the same person that you've fallen out of love with? Or once you've fallen out of love, it's just game over. Yeah, we once loved each other, and I'm probably gonna love you forever, but I'm not in love with you.
Is it even possible to fall out of love?
Is it possible to fall out?
I don't think so.
Look, my thing is, there's being in love. There's general loving a person for who they are. Just being a human being. I love you because I love you.
Yes, but can we?
And then there's being in love.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's
So
what I'm
when
saying.
you fall out of love, my question is,
What do you mean by falling out?
say I was with Takaro for a certain amount of years and got to a point where we both were like, okay, there's no that thing anymore.
Yeah, but do you call that falling out of love?
Maybe the question is, what is falling out? How do you feel when you've fallen out of
for
love?
me, I think people differ.
Right?
Maybe
Excuse me.
experiences, like your understanding, differ. But for me, like I said, I can be in love with you, and down the line when shit hits the fan,
Yeah.
I'll always have love for you. Like I said, I believe once I love someone,
It's for life.
It's for life. I'll always love you. But just
Okay.
not the same. I won't be in love with you, but I'll always have love for you. And there's a difference between being in love with someone and having love for someone.
I've let go of people I thought I was in love with, and I got into a point where I'm like, we're not in love anymore. So
There's this thing here where
let's
you
leave it alone.
can be with somebody, right? And
Yeah.
then all this time you're thinking you're in love, but you then realize that actually you don't even like this person.
Yeah, because I think for me that's the most important part. No, but do me. My thing.
Cut.
No. But let me tell you something. People get so consumed with this love emotion and
Or
forget,
the idea of
or
love.
the idea of being in love or love, and forget that in order for me to fall in love with you, I need to like you as a person before the things that you show me that
How
you
do
can
guys
do for
skip that
me,
stage?
and what
But
you're
this is
about.
why-
But just like on a
But
like a
Lon-
neutral.
How do you skip the stage of getting to know someone and liking them?
Nah,
They're jumping
and
straight
this,
to love.
what you're saying, it's
You
very
would be
critical what
very
you're saying. That it's
surprised.
ideally that's what you should try and follow, because you know the relationships that
But how
where
do
you
you
build.
skip it? I don't understand.
You'd
No,
be so
How do you
surprised.
skip a
though.
stage
You'd be very
of life
surprised.
and
How
jump
do you find
straight to
yourself in
love?
bed with somebody
You'd be
before
very
they
surprised
say?
how many
Yes.
people skip the stage of liking and get to know a person and jump
Hey,
straight to
guys.
loving a person.
Right, we're living different lives out here.
No, but
No,
how
we
do you?
do. We
Because
do.
it's the
And
same
I
question.
can totally agree.
But I'm not judging anyone.
No,
I just
okay,
want to
let me
understand how you
explain.
do it. Maybe
For
I-
me, ne,
Yeah.
if you're going to fall in love with somebody, the best way probably is to build some kind of friendship where you get
Yeah.
you in that, because if you build a friendship with somebody, you get to like them.
Of course.
And then if you are friends and you know, even if this love thing is taking,
Yeah.
you know you can always fall back onto that thing. You know what? Together as people, we are bigger than our issues that we are going through.
Of course. That is my thing.
Yeah.
My thing is, hence I always preach this. If I don't like you as a human being, what the hell am I doing?
What
I can't fall in
on
love with
earth?
someone
And
that I
sometimes I
don't
understand how you
like.
guys skip a whole
Like,
life.
I need to
Please,
like you
Hit me up
and
and
be
tell
like,
me how. I'd
whatever
like to know.
happens, whatever
No, you
happens,
can actually realize
I will
it.
continue to
Okay.
like you as a human
Let
being.
me tell you how you might find out that you actually don't like someone. Can I tell you how?
How?
Yes.
First, if you don't know the person, ne? And then you say, like, okay, let me get to know this person.
Yeah.
While you are in the process of knowing the person, you guys decided, let's get to be in a relationship, right? But the more you get to know the person, the more you get to know the people, the person that you are now in a relationship with, you actually realize, hey, this person, ne, the things that they do are completely things that are just the worst of anything you could have ever expected of a human being. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is like, even their goals, they are not even aligned with you. Like you probably, say for example, how do I put this? You're probably a very outgoing person. This person
Very outgoing.
wants to, their typical outing is to send you back to their grandmother in Venda.
Ish. Yeah, ne?
And then you are not about that life.
Yeah.
And now you're in a relationship. Those things, remember, will only
But-
come once you get to know each other and this and this and that. It's possible.
But
It's
can
happening a lot.
Can we quickly tackle on something before we close?
Before we close, I want to read some true comments as well.
Okay, cool. Before we close, can we quickly tackle on this? When you are going to be in a relationship with a person, or when you've decided that you want to be in a relationship with this particular person, don't you guys, it's important then to obviously like the person and learn their love language while
Hence,
in
I'm
that getting
saying-
to know each other's space. So that by the time you've progressed and gotten to a point where you say, okay, we are getting into a relationship because we love each other, because we want this, and that for ourselves. And don't you think then it's important to think about all these things? It says the soulmates, this, that. Because I don't think you get into a relationship with the intention of ending it in 2 months. You know?
It depends.
No, but that's not getting into a relationship.
Remember, it is a relationship. It might not be love.
So people get
Are
into
you
a
in love or you're in a
because
relationship?
they are just getting into a relationship not
For
because
whatever
they love
reason.
the person.
For whatever they want to get out of it,
Hi,
and then
when I
they
need
get.
someone to break this whole thing down for me like I'm a 5-year-old, honestly, because I clearly I have a different perspective and understanding of this, and there's this other
How
general
do you
knowledge
call-
that is out there
how do you-
that I
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
I feel like everyone is living
You know?
different lives out there.
How do you call arrangements that people have to say, we are just helping each other when it comes to
But
this
those are
and that?
situationships. We've
That's
already
but it's a
created
relationship.
a word.
It is a relationship.
We've already created
No,
a word
that
for it.
doesn't
It's
count as
just
a
a
relationship.
situation.
Okay,
that
what do you
turns
call
into
a
ship.
blessy lifestyle? It's a
Arrangement.
relationship. It's also a relationship. But can you say these people are in love?
Hey, mina guys, ngeke. Please let me know. Maybe ngiyahlanya. Maybe I honestly have no idea
Okay,
what is
before you
the
completely lose it,
intention of
can I
of-
read
of
these two
being
comments?
together.
Okay, somebody says, love is something that stands on giant shoulders. That means it's the cherry on top of a cake. It all starts with lust, but when one shows appreciation, I want us to engage this last thing. Okay.
Lust is a topic
It all
on its
starts
own.
with lust, but when one shows appreciation, care, respect, ambition, or drive, and most importantly, shares similar values, then it's easy to fall in love. If none of these or of those giants are present, then we speak of lust or like. And I asked the question to say, are you in a relationship, or are you in love, or you are just in a relationship? And then they said, I'm in a loving relationship.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Come
beautiful.
on now. That is so smart. That is very smart. I
Yes.
am in a loving relationship.
So they
But
are in a
that's-
relationship,
that-
but there's love in it.
You see now, that's why I'm saying so many of these things that we've spoken about can be subtopics on their own. So even this, are you in a relationship or are you in a loving relationship? That on its own is a topic that we can
Because a lot of
dissect for
people, if you
hours
think
on
about
end.
it, a lot of people could actually be in just a relationship
Hence, I was
wherein there's no
asking.
love. So what that means is that there's no giving. That means there's no receiving.
Hence the whole. Can
And then
you
people
learn to
will
love
complain
someone
about it.
Is a dire question. Can you learn to love someone?
We'll engage that. Can I read the last comment?
Yes, please.
I'm sure you can learn to love someone.
You can. I believe you can.
Okay.
Okay, so somebody says love is respect, appreciation, happiness, and forgiveness. It makes you feel and do better. Love is acceptance regardless. It is honesty and warmth. So it's not for you guys to say love is a condition. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, but this thing, I once engaged somebody about this thing of conditional love, unconditional love. Why do we not get into the street and love a hobo? You guys, why don't you do that?
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Never looked at it that way.
Why don't you fall in love with a
I
hobo? How
don't
come nobody's
know.
dating somebody on the street?
I have no idea. I've never
Since
looked
you've
at
got
it that way.
unconditional love.
But the question the question bears now, how many times do you interact with that person on the
Exactly.
street?
No, you can, every day you pass there, you give them food, you realize, oh, you give them a jacket,
They
and then you
all
start, don't you start falling?
promise you, if
Isn't that
we
love?
researched hard enough, between the two of us, if we
Yeah.
researched hard enough, we'll find love stories about that.
Yes, and that's what I'm
And
saying
it's
is that,
out there.
but then I think as much as we might find, but I think they're probably few.
I get you.
Because
I get you.
it seems like the condition is such that people will even choose, okay, I want somebody who has gone to school, I want somebody who's got a job like this,
Yeah.
like that, and but somebody who's built like this, tall, handsome, and dark, whatever the condition that you want to
Is
put
that
you guys.
is that
TH,
love?
it's
I
called.
don't
When you learning
know.
to love. No, wait. There's all
It's
questions about
But
that.
it started
TDH.
there.
It's
Huh?
TDH.
TDH.
It's called dark
So,
hamster. Yeah.
okay, let me read
I
this other
swear.
comment.
I
yeah?
saw it on Twitter this other time. So I was TD8. I was like, yeah. Told that cancer. I was like, amen.
TDJs. Anyway. Okay, nonetheless. Okay, the other question that I asked you was, are you in love or just in a relationship?
Yeah.
And then this person says, actually, I've recently just started dating this guy. Love will show itself in the process. So you see, people can just start.
Now they're
Without
in the
it,
liking
it will
stage.
show.
They are
Yeah.
in a liking stage, which
Love-
is a good thing.
Yes. He says he's in love with me, but we have only been together for 2 weeks, literally. And nothing hectic has
though.
happened yet. For now, I'm just in a relationship.
I know people who literally met each other within a space of 2 months. They were married, and they've been married for the past 11
So
years.
can a
like
relationship
this
then,
guy and
Can
this girl.
soulmates also play a role?
This guy and this girl literally met today, and they
Right.
decided, look, we're in love with each other, Joe.
Is it what? Is
Within
it something
the
inside
space
them?
of 2 months, they were married. They've been married for the past 11 years, and they.
So, guys, what I want to say-
because they're so in love. I'm like, you guys, this flame doesn't
No,
burn out. So
I want to comment on this thing now
Yeah.
with this comment that we got to say, can we then see this, because this person says they are in a relationship for 2 weeks, love will come in the process. Can a relationship then be seen as a starter for love?
I think
So you
it's
just start in a
possible.
relationship without love,
I think
and then
it's
you
her-
then build.
I think it's possible.
it's possible, but also
I
just
have nothing against that.
So if-
general interaction could be a
Yes.
starter.
Because there are times where you sit down, ne? I don't want to tell you about how I started, but something similar to say, you know what, ne? Let's do this thing. If it fails, but we're gonna work on it.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
So
But there are people,
out
there are
there-
You
people
learn
who are
to love
not-
each other.
There are people who are not like us. Tina, we're very calculative. Tina, we want to get to know a person. We want to. There are people who are not like us who say, I love you, you love me, or I like you and I like you, and we are going to do
Yeah,
this.
we'll
We're not going
figure
to
it
think
out.
about
But you
this
see,
other things. We're just going
the
in.
saying I love you, it's an affirmation. So what I'm saying is that it's an affirmation of the gift. So this is my take about this whole thing and how
I think that's
I
where
go
the whole
about it.
soulmate things come
Yes.
in.
So
Where
this
you meet
is-
a person today and you're like, this is it.
Soulmates playing this.
This is it, and
That's my
this is it, and then we're like,
So-
we're going in.
So you see, my take on this whole thing is that once you start giving love in whatever form or shape, whether you are appreciating somebody and all that, the affirmation of telling somebody who just goes out to affirm that which you are already doing.
Okay.
It shouldn't be just I love you, and there's not been
Yeah.
actions to show. So it's one of those things. Don't tell me, show me.
So what happens, D, when I've never met you?
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a different province, I'm coming from a different province.
It's online.
We meet Kaiwan
Oh.
somewhere,
Mm.
Ekofifi, for the
At
very
some park
first
in
time.
Sunnyside,
Some
yeah?
park in Sunnyside. Like literally, I've never seen you. You've never seen me, and our worlds collide,
Soulmates.
and we just like.
Soulmates.
This is
like-
it. In a space of a week, we like, this is it. And we decide we're going to act on it and we're going to be together forever. 20 years later, when people ask our story, like we met a week in, we knew that we were going to end up together, and a month later we were married.
It's possible. It's possible.
What do you call that?
So it's
then?
possible.
Soulmate.
How is that possible? Not even soulmate. I don't know. But how is that possible? Is that while you decided to do this thing, right?
Yeah.
You will then find something common that you say, this is what we're going to stand for.
Mm-hmm.
You can even make a pact to say, whatever happens, we're going to be together.
You know when you say that, because yesterday when I was researching and doing my reading and watching videos about this what is love thing, because I needed to get a different feel what other people are saying out there around the world, you know. I came across a video, Sierra and Russell, where Russell said, I had my 5 non-negotiables. My 5 non-negotiables were this, and that, and she ticked all the boxes. Even if she wasn't Sierra, even if she was just an ordinary person who's not well known or whatever, if she had ticked all the 5 boxes, for me, that was it. And I knew if this person ticks all these 5 boxes, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person.
And you see, that's now the 80-20 principle, where it comes in to say there are certain things that are just few, but they contribute a lot more in terms of how you view the person.
Yeah.
For example, for me, first, God-fearing. Secondly,
That's what he said.
then there must be love.
He said
there must be respect.
He said independent.
There must be
He said
respect.
faithful.
Yeah, you know those things. So there must be communication, and then that builds trust.
Yeah.
So if you can get these things right, the rest of the things are just small things, man.
That you can work
if
around.
I'm with somebody who just wakes up and get out of the bed like a snake, they don't do the bed. If I know how to do the bed, I'll do the bed. But you cannot, for example, be going to, when it comes to religion or your belief system, you cannot be worshipping the devil and with preaching Jesus and then think you're going to make it work.
I wanted to ask you that. What happens when your belief systems are completely
It won't
different
work.
and worlds apart?
It won't
But there's
work.
something that just keeps drawing you two
It's
back
going,
together.
no, there's no way that somebody's going to burn pepper in the house and then this thing will smell on my nose. Like, no.
But I've seen people who have made it work.
Hey, that other person, those people are really, really, I think they are toiling through love.
You reckon?
Nah, I don't think so.
I think that's where it is. I think that's
So,
love.
can you imagine?
Like that, accepting the person for what they are and
When you
who
do
they
No,
are
but
and what
when
they are
we're talking
about.
about belief system, can you imagine a situation where
I think that's
you
love.
believe, when now you believe, you believe in the things of God,
So
go to
what if
church
I'm
and
an
all
atheist?
that. No, wait. No, exactly that. So you believe in that, and somebody wakes up every day to go to a sangoma. And
That's
when
their
I
thing,
and when you believe in prayer,
That's their thing.
then I go to a sangoma.
Yeah, but
Already-
that's your prayer.
Already,
That's your thing.
it's a spiritual thing now. Already things are clashing in the spirit.
Hey, guys,
How do you make
but
it
there are
work?
people who makes it work.
Remember, you are not just your flesh.
You
got
remember
it-
when
have
we
got the
spoke
spirit.
about co-parenting and the beliefs
Yeah.
parents have when it comes to
Yeah, I remember.
co-parenting.
Yes.
I remember when I went through the because someone tweeted something like that. Tweeted like, how do we handle the belief systems when
Yes.
we are not together as a couple, but as a couple, but we have kids together. How do we then handle that? And I saw a lot of people under that tweet that said, my mom was a staunch Christian and my dad believed Emma Dluzini, but for some weird reason they made it work for us. And I'm a 35-year-old and my parents are still married till today. You know, I saw a lot of people saying that they grew up in a household where literally mom goes this way and dad goes this way, and for some weird reason they're still together, and Bona as kids they've forged a way for themselves. They've either branched that way or the other way, or they're like, we're not going to participate in anything. Because honestly, there are people who have different belief systems, but they've stayed on together for years and years on end.
What happens when they clash? When there's certain rituals and how do they go about it?
But
Like,
what I
you go out
noticed
to-
in all of those comments was the thing that they both respected each other's religion. Like you
So-
and
so
dad,
here's
I
the thing.
respect
To a point
that
where
you
they
dad.
do clash.
Yeah.
Say-
How
say-
do they come about dealing
Yeah.
with that?
I
Say
have
for
no
example from
idea.
church whenever there's a prophecy or Bushiri says you must go to the mountain for 40 days and be fasting then pray.
So
ne?
if I'm your wife
And-
who doesn't believe in that, I'm just gonna
And then
let
me
you
now
be.
here at home I've got needs. When now you are there or you
For 40
you are
days.
abstaining
Yeah, but
for 40
that's
days.
the love thing that's where the love comes in.
Guys.
Anyway, we've completely digressed. But then again, this whole thing of being in love and loving and whatever the case may be, this whole thing of falling in love and what is love nje, is one complicated thing. And I think at the end of the day, you just go about it the way you see fit for yourself.
I agree.
You know? So what's your final parting shot in this whole what is love thing? And are you in a relationship because you want to, or it's just that yeah, you are in love. Or
I think my final parting shot is that when it comes to love, give it. Everybody must give and don't expect to receive. But because everybody is giving, you will receive.
profound. I must.
You can quote me and put me in the book.
Allah. Well, this is gonna go on online forever. So there's that. Internet
Okay.
does not forget, Baba.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I will just have to say that follow your own path and, stop going according to societal expectations. And also, you do need to love yourself before you let someone else love you. And that's my final parting shot.
Yeah. For me, it's that you cannot pour from an empty cup. And if you think your responsibility is to make the next person happy, that's not your job. If I love you and I want you to be happy, I need to make sure that you make yourself happy. If you cannot make yourself happy, you can't be happy with me. So make yourself happy. Do what you need to do that will make you get to that space of being happy. That is me showing you love because I'm letting you be. If I can't let you be and think I'm gonna fix all your problems, your emotional problems, then I don't love you. I need to let you be. So if I cannot be that person for you, I can support you from a distance. I don't have to be there when I don't have to be there every step of the way. So do you. Whatever that makes you happy, whatever that makes you fall in love, and whatever that makes you feel love, then bring it to me. I am also about making sure that I'm happy myself. I am full myself so that I'll be able to have a cup that overflows that can stream down to you. That's just me. That's just my take. And there we have it, guys. We have it for this week. We're done. Catch us again next week. I don't know whether I should or not.
Maybe we might. Yeah, you should actually. Why not?
Okay, so next week we might be having an outside broadcast where we'll probably have an audience, which is very interesting. Still on this theme of love. And catch us if you will be around where we will be. Would like you to.
What
come
are we talking
through.
about? Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
Like,
Valentine's Day, but there's gonna be
There's
little
gonna be more.
subtopics
Yeah,
under that
under.
as well.
Yeah.
Because we have an audience. We cannot not have a lot of things to say, and things comes up while we see 3. Imagine must see 20.
Need a
There's
2-hour
always gonna
show.
be that question that arises, and you're like, by the way, So catch us next week, same time. I don't think we will change time.
No,
we don't.
won't.
We're not gonna be changing time. Same time
Because
next
Bless
week.
is always late. And
Yeah,
to
but next
me.
week he's not gonna be late.
I'll try not to be this time.
Yeah, follow us on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's at Chronozanya, as well as YouTube. Like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell, and also share. And don't forget to be great, do good, and do good.